And welcome back to the WoT Pro League as I quickly remove my drink from the table. We are, of course, ready for our second match this evening. Our first one ended with a 3-0 thumping victory for Asuba. They will be back in the WoT Pro League for Season 2. I know you want to talk about DreamHack a little bit before we go any further.
Yeah, we can do that.
Get into that. Do you want to talk about DreamHack and how it's going to work?
Yeah, just give a short overview of what you can expect, actually. Yep. So the DreamHack is starting next weekend. Saturday and Sunday will be our tournament days. First day will be pre-playoffs. So we have 6 teams in total who will be traveling there. WoT Pro and Alpha already qualified for the playoffs. Yep. And the 2 remaining slots are going to be played in a pre-playoffs. So that's going to be a double elimination. Number 3, team ranked 3, will be Mousesports playing against Castle Crew, who finished 6th in the league. And 4 and 5, that's Dragonborns and Spell, they'll be playing against each other in the second game. The both winners then play against each other. And the winner after that has qualified for the playoffs. So that's 1 slot gone. Yep. And then the both losers from the first 2 games play against each other. And the winner from that plays against the loser from both winners. So it's a double elimination. And then the winner after that get the second slot. So if you win the first game and lose your second game, you still have the chance then to, in the loser bracket, to qualify for the playoffs. And then you've got these 4 teams. They will play against each other in a standard single elimination playoffs. WoT Pro will play against the winner out of the loser bracket, and Synergy will play, now Team Dignitas will play against the winner out of the winner bracket. Yes. That will be best of 5.
Straight semi-final.
Yeah.
Into a grand final.
That's right. Yes. And all these games are best of 5, and then the grand final and the game for the 3rd place will be both best of 7. So we're going to see we could see every single map.
Maybe.
And talking about maps in the 2nd season, we have some changes, but I have to disappoint you. I can already announce this. We will not remove Ensk.
Oh!
But the only reason we're not doing this is because all our European league, the teams could qualify for the World Finals. Then,
yes, and need to play Ensk.
And they all the other regions have Ensk in there, so it won't be that clever if we remove Ensk and then they come in the finals and they don't have to. There's only one map where we're doing this, and this is Lakeville, and I think only the Russians have Lakeville in their map pool because this is probably, in my opinion, one of the worst 7-on-7 maps ever. And I just cannot bring it out of my heart to destroy streams, maybe even destroy the teams that they have to come up with some kind of weird tactic, because Lakeville is really one of the worst maps in 7-on-7. The Russians, for some reason, they love it. I don't know why. It's just, I've never heard not from a single team I've heard anything good about Lakeville. So
not in our Pro League then?
No. But besides that, we're going to have all the same maps than the other regions.
More mines.
Mines. It's not my favourite map in the 2nd season, I can tell you that. I can tell you that. It's not my favourite.
But it's not Lakeville. I think we've worked that one out.
No, it's not that one either.
Good to get an update as well. Also, don't forget there are some changes to the game coming soon as well.
Yeah. Can't announce when it is.
Talk too much about them, but
yeah, the test server is up, so you can already try. You can already try out the changes and that, but I can't tell you when it's happening. But it's definitely going to have a big impact on esports. It is. Just because of the changes on the artillery, that some are going to be tier 8, tier 10, even, so a lot of changes coming.
It's going to change the way the 42 points are allocated each season. But we'll be able to see that in Season 2, see some of the effects early on and see how it changes the metagame as well. Should be really interesting, actually, because it will give the start of Season 2 a bit of a spice to kick things off. Because in the short gap between the 2 seasons, by the way, because this re-kicks off at the end of June. Season 2 is back underway.
Yeah, 24th of June.
24th of June, we're back for Season 2, and that's less than 10 days after the end of Season 1 finishes at DreamHack. So straight into Season 2. No rest for the wicked. No rest for Stephen Neal. No rest for me. No rest for the team. So we must all be wicked. And it'll be interesting to see how they adapt quickly in the first couple of weeks. Could see a few surprises in the Pro League. And don't forget, 2 brand new teams as well will also join the league next season. So or at least 2.
At least 2. Maybe even
might get a third. Talking of which, let's get you into the game, because we do have the 2 teams on the server ready to do tank picks, and let's allow them to do that right now and talk us through these 2 teams, because fortunately they do have names on their tournament accounts.
They manage it for some reason.
See? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's a good thing, though.
If you're committed to it and you actually want to do this, and you do want to play in the WoT Pro League, and you want to become a professional clan and get taken over by someone like Dignitas, then do the right thing. Yeah, and that's all I'm going to say about
talking
about talked about earlier.
Talking about this, more WoT, more WoT. Sorry, WoT is the German pronunciation. It's an organisation. They are really as we said before the first game, there's an organisation, they're trying hard. Well, not just trying hard, they're doing really good as well. They're getting sponsors for themselves. So they started from zero, actually. Yeah. And they want to make a name for themselves in the World of Tanks scene. They've already managed it in the German scene, so they are a well-known fan page where you can pick up information, fun tournaments, things like that. And now picking up a team, what could become a professional, is a big step for more WoT as an organisation and a big step for the team themselves as well.
Okay, well, let's take you through the lineups. Go on then. More what?
More what has a T1 and a T69.
Oh, you're going to do that, are you?
Or what do you...
Go through the names.
Oh, you want to go through the names?
Go on. Give it a go.
Okay, then. So we have... I can't see the full names. We have the only knee. We have Spade MWT. Yep, we have a loser. So we have
a loser.
Yeah, we have a loser in there.
A loser. We have
Iceman P10. Yep. Siesh.
Yes.
Kika. And Scarini. I think I did that good.
That's not too bad, actually. Yeah.
Just the first name. Okay. Just the first name, because I can't see.
Every now and again, I look down and go, "What the hell? They've got a Kopchenko in their team as well. He's in every team." And then you go, "Oh yeah."
Yeah.
He's not in their team. You can't see that on your screen. We can see it on ours. So yeah, Tank picks have well and truly begun. Actually, all 4 rounds of the originals have been completed. So let's just go through. Alpha have gone for T1 1390, 6090 T2 light. Lorraine Artillery 1390. More have gone for T1 T69, double 1390, a T52 and a Grilly.
I really like that. The grill used to be a really common pick
in
tank.
German it would be the Griller.
Yeah.
In English it's the Grilly.
And the Grilly?
And grill is kind of the general...
It's the
accepted terminology for the thing. So what the hell do you call that blooming thing?
In the World Tanks community, most just call it grill.
Grill.
Except in German, you call it griller then.
Yeah, griller.
We're talking about tank names. You know actually that everybody, or many people at Wargaming actually say they had a chaffee for breakfast?
Yeah.
So Marcus actually had an impact into in the Wargaming stuff there as well, because people start drinking chaffies and drive their coffees.
Good. Yeah, that's good. I went to that famous place, actually, with the green logo and had a chaffee the other morning.
Yeah. Like these chaffies there.
We can have a chaffee in Sweden, can't we?
Definitely.
Yeah.
We can have one.
I wonder if they'll have a tank there again, because DreamHack had a full life-size tank there last year. Did you see that? Yeah.
Oh, they had the army there, didn't they?
Yeah, parked out in the back with some proper army people to teach you how to use it.
The army's coming there as well.
I was like, yeah, that's good. I like that. I'd like to learn how to drive a real one.
I would love to. You can do it in Germany.
Yeah. There are several places in England that do it as well, so... But it's not that unusual, but it was just nice to see it at an esports event. I was like, yeah, that's cool.
And the army's going to be there again. I already read that on the DreamHack page. I'm pretty sure that I'm not sure what do you call it, department or what army from the army. So I'm not sure if it's going to be Marines or if it's going to be the
all I know
brigade
is
or something.
Don't start on them.
That's
all I know.
If they roll up with a tank,
they're Swedish army, right?
Yeah.
And you don't start on them.
But if they roll up with a tank, I'd definitely start on them anyway.
Swedish army, too strong.
Okay.
Last 2 picks are in. T69s for each of them to finish things off. So, the grill, the grilly, the griller. Call it what you will. It's definitely not a monkey. It's definitely a Tier 4 artillery. They're going to go head-to-head with the Lorraine, Tier 7, of course. And this is going to be an interesting start on Airfield.
Look at that advertisement. Isn't that a smart advertisement? Just that you can't actually see on the stream.
Yeah. It didn't need to type that, but that's good. It's professional. I like that. Now, we'll give them a plug for that, because they've actually just said teammorewhat.de ready.
Definitely check out the page.
Yeah.
It's definitely with you, German.
It's a lovely community, actually.
Yeah.
I have what's the word for not joining, but lurking. I've been lurking in their forums.
Yeah. So, first game will be on Airfield. Haven't seen Airfield today yet. And it's kind of a mix between open, it's not city, but still close areas. You've got the hangars there, what you can just see on the screen. You also have many hills and rocks what provide you really nice cover against artillery. And talking about artillery, I really like the griller. I really like the griller because...
the gorilla?
The griller.
The gorilla?
The gorilla.
We had ducks.
We had ducks, yeah, we did. And now we have a gorilla.
And we also had an elephant as well.
Yeah, true, the Joe Elephant tank.
Indeed. And now we have a gorilla.
So, and I like this choice of artillery because it's small, not too many points, but it has such a powerful gun, and it can do so much damage against Tier 8 tanks. 800, 900 damage, not such a big problem for that tank. So let's see how it's going to perform on this.
It's interesting, isn't it? These teams from the Go4 and the A series, very, very important to them to knock the village down around their cap point. The pro team's not that worried about it. I've not seen many of them do this. But this is the second time I've seen this now from the amateur teams. It makes a lot of sense as well. It really does.
You're not doing anything in this time anyway, so why not clear the cover in your base? So you just can't clear too much because you might need the cover yourself. So you have to clear enough in the middle, but you have to keep the circles around.
Look what it does. It exposes that entire area right now. But over here, look, already 5 tanks through the middle, nothing to do with the runway whatsoever.
And first tank did take a bit of damage to T50-2, down to 300. So not such a hard thing. Was it down to 300?
Yeah, 332, Iceman. He's probably now going to head towards the runway and see if he can get across. I think it would be a little bit dangerous if he was to shoot across there right now, but he's going to go for this anyway. Look at this. This is daring. No, just making a bit of a nuisance of himself out on that runway. And we've seen that a few times, haven't we?
That's right. We saw some really successful pushes over the runway, what actually led to a major push from the tier 8 tanks then towards the enemy team, just because that one tank over the tracks, over the runway, can draw so much attention to himself and draw so many shots out of their autoloaders that you have an easy job against the remaining tanks and the remaining shells in their barrels. So quite common, quite good, and I'm liking what I've seen so far from more WoT. Looks like they did prepare themselves quite good. So I think they might have a bit of pressure. Of course, you want to join you want to qualify for the Pro League yourself as well, but also the organisation would love to have their name on the page as well. So it's a lot on the line for both, for the team and for the organisation behind it. And they're definitely going to put up a big fight here. Alpha, the T69 already taken some damage here, so it's down to 1,100. Also not such a big deal, but every small bit of damage on a tier 8 tank is a step closer to your win.
Well, so far, it could be a regular World of Tanks Pro League match. It's the best compliment I can give to WoT right now. But we've already had the first one downed, and it's Alpha that do pick up the first one through Manza. And we are going to see a bit of a battle start here. CH is just starting to join his comrades here on the hill. Alus is there as well. Jarrow has taken 8 points a house, so I'd imagine he's probably done that to himself somehow. Striker here is taking a lot of damage. He's actually on fire and will go down to the 1390. And they've managed to pick one up here, and it's a tier 8 tank on Striker. So good start, a good exchange between the two sides. And that's equaled it back up in terms of tier points, although 3 points difference. Ooh, CH, that would be a risky move. He nearly went down the side there.
Yeah, he was thinking about it. Shall I?
Oh, my goodness. And if he'd gone down there, he'd been completely isolated with Manza. Yeah, he'd probably called in the rear guard action as well.
He probably might have a halfway decent chance against Manza just because he's low on HP, but Envy and Metzabraz are right behind Manza, so they could have joined the fight pretty fast and taken down that T69. So he might have taken one himself, but you don't want to exchange one for one. You want to actually get an advantage out of it, so you want to be killing that tank. Meantime, the T1 did take down a T2 light. That's not such a good, not such a easy task either. So good job there from the one. And the only Neo.
Well,
his name
he's
is
the only one.
He's the only one, or the only Neo.
Yeah. There's definitely quite a few Neos in video games since The Matrix came out in 1999.
Impressive, you know when it came out.
It's my favourite.
Is it?
Yeah.
I like the first one because there's so much shooting going on there.
The first one is amazing. The second one's a little bit ropey, and the third one's just great.
Is the third one with
just as a whole series, you don't even know that they're 3 films. It's all just one film for like 10 hours. It's fine.
Is it the third one with the big mech warriors, like in the big? Oh, I love that scene. Best scene ever. Well, because I'm more for I like big robots and big mass machine guns. That's why I love that scene. But talking about big machines, we've got some big machines here in this game as well. Some nice tanks and a big shelf coming from the griller towards Envy.
Good seg. Sorry, no, you carry on. That was a really good seg. Yeah, producer was just, nodding his head in appreciation, or he might have been laughing his head off. I'm not sure. But anyway, that was a good seg. Talking of big machinery, and you linked it back in. You're getting the hang of this TV stuff.
I am. I'm trying to.
Anyway, battle has started, and Manza here is going to go down shortly, but not before MWoT have picked up another kill. So now that's 3 down to 1. And Alpha in a bit of problem right now. Mans has gone scurrying for cover. Meanwhile, more WoT? Well, more game so far, that's for sure.
And now I'm hungry for more tanks here. I'm going to go towards Mansa.
Oh, my goodness.
And they are
going to dive on him here, right down to the bottom. And in they go. Mansa does get a very big shell off first, though. Can he pick up the kill? Oh, they missed one, but then they landed the second one anyway. Alusa in for yet another kill. He's got 2 now. And they've gotten rid of another one. CH now with just 14 health. That's 1% of his complete health in that tank. However, Allied base captured started. So, pressure now put back on them. And that's going to send the only Neo scurrying back towards his base. Good job he did knock all those buildings down, wasn't it?
That's right. Now the artillery can actually decap quite easy. But first of all, he has to take care of Kiki here in his 1390 coming from the side. Should be an easy kill, so Kiki can't do it. But in the meantime, he was just distracting the artillery so the grill can do the job there.
The Spade on our screen just absolutely just blitzing him anyway. And that now makes it 5-1 to more WoT.
Metzabro takes down the 1390 here. Did take a lot of damage himself though as well. 600 damage before he managed to land the kill against a tank that was low on HP. And now it's Metzabro against 3 tier 8 tanks and a grill left. And I can't see this one happening.
No, Alus has picked up a 3rd kill of the round now. And Metzabros is now the last man alive to try and save map number 1. What a superb start from more WoT.
That's right. That's the way you want to start off a relegation match here. Win the first map and like show the team coming from the league, guys. Don't underestimate us. We want to be there as well, and we can do this one. And that's what they're showing right now at the moment.
I said from the moment that we started watching them head out, you know, they were rolling out from base, and it looked like any ordinary World of Tanks Pro League match that we've been watching every week. You wouldn't have known that they've not played against the pros or not played in the World of Tanks Pro League this season. Everything looked just as you'd expect it. In fact, slightly more aggressive, I might say, spawning on East.
And I like that.
Absolutely. That's never going to get a vote down from me, that's for sure. And as they are now moving towards the cap circle, you see what they could be doing right now at 6-2 with one guy to find, knowing that he's not got very much health. They could just sit back and wait out the time, but they're not even doing that. They're just saying, you know what? No, we're going to play our game. We're going to play positively, and we're going to go in and cap the circle right now. There's 3 of them in there. CH has only got 14 health, so they do have to be a little bit careful with him. But that's okay. They've got 20 seconds now, and Mezzabrows has got absolutely no hope in hell. Well, he's got 2 hopes, and one of them's Bob.
Who's Bob?
Bob Hope. If I have to explain the joke, it's not funny.
Just I do then. Just hope that enough people on the stream get it. But Metzabro is still going to try to do it. There's one tank in there with 14 HP. I'm just going to carry on here.
Oh, my goodness.
He's going to go in there and get the decap, but it was actually a second too late.
It didn't matter. I mean, he was never going to get all of them anyway. He did pick up 1 kill in the middle of that. But hero of the hour, Alusa from more WoT in the 1390. 2,037 damage, top damage in the game, and 3 big kills. And MWoT win map 1.
That's right. Good stuff.
Surprised?
I'm not surprised that they're good prepared. I would have bet money on that they analysed replays, or at least the streams, come up with some tactics themselves, maybe even, or just try to look what was common in the Pro League and then try to train these tactics and maybe add a little bit of spice to it just to make it even better then. So I'm not surprised that them going into this game well prepared, and just seeing the way they started, it's just proving it. And if we would have to come down to our famous predictions, what we always forget at the beginning of the game, I would say 3-2, but I don't know for what team.
Oh.
It's going to be a close one. I can't say which team's going to take the 3-2.
No, you have to say which team.
Oh,
That's the point of making a prediction. You can't sit on the fence, you'll get splinters in your bum.
Okay, then I'll go for... I don't want splinters in my bum, that's why I'm going to go for more WoT then. More WoT. They're going to win it. They're going to take it, yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to disagree, except for I think they're going to take this 3-1.
Oh, okay. So you're convinced that they're going to do something good here?
I am convinced, yes.
All right, then. So next month we have to prove themselves. It's going to be Himmersdorf.
Okay.
This is a different game to what we saw now. So first we just saw a fast artillery mix. They performed good there. So if we see Prokrovka later, they could do the same there again. But now Himmersdorf is a complete different game style compared to Airfield. So it's full heavy lineup, and now we have to see how they can do on their heavy tanks.
Yes, indeed. And we are ready for the tank picks for Himmelsdorf. And what 1-0 up, having won on Airfield in a very efficient way. And Alpha Pro, who have not had the best of end of seasons, it has to be said. They were almost caught by Lucky Karaki.
Yeah.
In the second half of the season, in fact, you would put them at the bottom of the table. I actually worked that out last night.
Okay.
They were bottom of the table with the least amount of points in the second half of the season. So form-wise, their second half of the season, not as good as the first half. Lucky Karaki, by the way, were fourth from bottom.
Really?
If you only take the second half of the season, that's how good they played in the second half of the season.
I was about to ask who was first.
It's almost a well.
That's always a stupid question.
It is a stupid question considering they won all 11 games in the second half of the season. WoT Pro were top. But yes, it made for interesting video. I'll have to send you it actually because it was quite interesting to see just how the league changed from one half to the other half. Because bearing in mind the first half, obviously they only played once each team.
Yeah.
Second time they were playing them for the second time. What did they learn? Did they change anything? And we did see some teams completely reverse the scoreline. They lost the first one 3-0, won the second one 3-0. Some teams did do the double, but there weren't a huge amount. Only really WoT Pro and Mousesports, oddly, were very good at doing the double over teams and collecting points. But yeah, Alpha Pro were actually the worst team on form in the second half of the season. So they're vulnerable right now, and 1-0 down. They're just 2 maps away from going out of the Pro League, having saved themselves, of course, just a week before, you know. So I don't know, incredible story from them. They've been very good. I've always enjoyed watching Alpha this season. They've always given us plenty of entertainment. So on one side of me, it would be nice to see them back again, but we can only have one of these 2 teams. Tank picks have gone screaming through, actually. T1, T69 for MWoT. They've also gone T1, 5100, T32, 5100, and a T32 it is. So double T32 here for more WoT, which is an interesting tactic. Just a 2 5100. Some teams go for 3. No 1390s in there at all, but instead they've gone for the 69 and 232s. On the other hand, Alpha have gone for a slightly more standard lineup, 2 5100s, 1390, 69 and IS3, and 2 T1s. So they've gone for a mix of the heavies rather than heavily handed on one particular tank.
Yeah, and the two T32s is kind of a thing that it was quite common a few months ago, I'd say. The T32 was the tank that was picked on Himmersdorf.
But only one.
Back then it was even 2. Really,
really?
Before the Pro League, it was...
Oh, before the Pro League.
Yeah, so it was 2 32s was the tank to pick. And then IS3 started taking over. So first, one IS3 replaced one T32, and then finally both 2 IS3s replaced both T32s. So it seems a bit like they're stuck in a metagame, maybe. But on the other hand, I was watching the American League as well yesterday, and they were still rolling out with T32s, and they've done really good as well. And these T32s actually, in some kind of way, could have been game-changing, that they actually took these T32s and it was really strong for their tactics. So it's not like the T32s are useless in 7-on-7. And let's see if more WoT can actually prove us this. More what?
2 teams are ready. Let's go. For map number 2, on Himmelsdorf between more WoT and Alpha Squad, playing for a place in the World of Tanks Pro League.
That's right. So next map, as we already said, Himmelsdorf, 4 heavy tank lineups. That's the way Himmelsdorf is played. You got the hillside on the right-hand side of the map. We have the WoT Pro action there, the WoT Pro tactic. Oh man, where am I here? So we have the hill action. We named it the WoT Pro tactic, didn't we? One aiming 50, 100. Yeah, no, 2 aiming 50.
Or the Russian tactic, because I've seen Synergy do it too. So I think WoT Pro were probably the first one to push 2 tanks with the T1 up there, but Synergy used 3 tanks and a T1 to go up there and managed to sneak 2 of them round the side. So here we go then, map number 2. More WoT having won the opening map on Airfield. Himmelsdorf is our second map of the night in our second relegation playoff. The winner gets a place in the World of Tanks Pro League Season 2. So starting off, more WoT have gone... I was going to say 6, but it's more like 5 to the left-hand side. Siesh is left in the middle. And they've not sent anyone up to the hill. So no hill tactic whatsoever. Spade's actually going to spot from the Banana Road. And he's already spotted a T1, and he might be able to take this one down. Is KS going down? He is going to go down. Nicely done. And Spade picks up the opening kill of the game, and they've already lost a T1 spot. after 40 seconds of the game. How big could that prove to be?
That's right. On the other side, they're also taking some damage on the MX-3090. Striker was going really aggressive down on the free line, and a loser for, all right, thanks a lot, mate. I'll take this as a good, nice present. Sorry for that. I just flew right through the floor. So it was a nice beginning for them, taking down the T1 and some damage on the MX-3090. All of the tanks we see in IS-3 here on the standard position, kind of where Jaros is sitting, and one of the T1s. Not that much standard. Usually he's in this old train station. I think that's a safer position here, because as soon as the tank comes around the corner, Robis is going to be dead. And usually, let me just do it in here, right through the window. Usually you see the T1 here, because he has a nice cover. Look through here, spot anything was coming, and it's not that easy to kill. Still spotting is working. T32 A loser is always being spotted by Robis, so he's still doing his job at the moment.
Yeah, over on the WoT side, they started off very nicely. They picked off that T1. In fact, let me just show you that. That was through Spade, who shot down the Banana Road and got himself the first kill of the game, just to remove that T1 on the other side. Siesh right now, well, he's been busy. He's not really a tanker so much as some sort of car crusher. He's literally just destroying everything around the cap circle. Now, I'm not sure I agree with that, because that makes it slightly easier to come into the cap circle. I mean, admittedly, it makes it easier for them to get there too, but it just wants to remove absolutely any chance of any cover whatsoever, and it's destroying literally everything. Those benches have been there years, mate. Leave them alone.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be a nice guy. He doesn't like the German city Himmersdorf here, so he's just taking it all down. No, but what is that? Let's take down that tree, that truck. Come on, there's another car there as well, mate. Can you do that one?
Yeah, there's no internet left in this town, I can tell you.
Actually, Wargaming wants to introduce an award in public games for the Lumberjack, I think it's called. That right. The amount of trees you knock down. So if you knock down 100 trees or whatever, you get a reward, stuff like that. Definitely that's a good thing, though.
Maybe they can introduce one called Car Crusher.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, Car Dismantler or something.
He doesn't like... Look, what's he doing?
Well, you probably think we're missing the game right now. We're not. Everything else is static in the game. This is the only man moving right now. I think, well, he's just clearing everything.
But these things don't stop shells, that's why. No, the only thing that will stop shells is the thing what he didn't destroy.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say that.
That's the only thing that will stop a shell. Yeah. Well, the cars can stop shells as well, but that's they're not in the cap circle there, so...
Yeah, very weird. Oh, hello. Hi. Just doing a bit of clearing up. Sorry, mates. So, that's it. He's calmed down now. That was his moment.
Maybe
15 minutes of fame, that was. Siesh just deciding that he wanted a bit of TV coverage time. But right now, it's very static on both teams. We had the explosive start with the T1s versus T1s on Banana. And now, having played 4 minutes, all quiet on the western front of Himmelsdorf.
That's right. More WT having these two T32s. It looked like they're going to go for a defensive positioning here, and that's what they're doing. They have 3 tanks down at the bottom on the K line, ready to defend the base. Well, there's no tanks to defend against, so that's one thing. And the T32s are covering. It's a nice covering there because we have the one T32 and a nice hold down position. If you can have a close look at that, there we go. So a really nice hold down position there. There's no way a tank can actually damage him from the front where he's aiming, so from the front of the banana line. The other T32, it should be sitting right at the corner. Doesn't have such a nice hold down position. There's some things in the way that they have to aim a bit higher, but shells still can connect. But having this nice angle, the tracks will absorb some shells as well. So both tanks are really nice positioned and are ready for any kind of attack or any kind of action. But looks like Alpha, if we can go for Alpha's team, they are not interested in attacking over because they have a quite defensive lineup or positioning as well. Both 5100s, close to the cap circle, and all over tanks. Well, we have a T69 pushing quite far forward, to be honest. Trying to connect some shells down the G line. But again, as we were saying, that nice positioning from a T32, nothing could be done there.
Yeah, it's a
slow game.
It's a very slow game at the moment, but that's okay.
Probably the slowest what we saw so far on Himmersdorf.
Yeah.
But you have these games every now and then.
Well, yes. It's conversely and perversely, it's sort of been created by the fact that they lost that T1 so early.
Yeah.
And because of that, it means that it's taken away Alpha's ability to spot anything early, and therefore make any plans on the right-hand side or their left. And without that, they become more static. And unfortunately, more WoT have decided that they also don't want to do too much risks right now. They're 1-0 up after all, and Alpha now have to chase the game. So it's smart, really, by more WoT, but at the same time, it's a bit boring for us.
That's right, but they did manage to do a fair bit of damage here. Strike is down to 600, so he took another shell damage. Mansa's down to 900, so he also took, looking at probably 2 shells by the looks of it. Or it was a nice damage roll from the T-32. So, yeah, so far, but the T-69 is now falling back. Was looking forward, so he did try to snipe from the balcony. Realised, right, I can't hit this T-32 because of his hold down position, and that's why he's going for a different angle. And it's not just him going for a different angle, the whole Alpha team is doing it. So we have Jara now coming from his position in front of the middle, and both 5100s coming from the right-hand side of the map, heading to the left. And we're going to probably see a 4-5 tank push down the free line.
Right now, check over here though, look. 5 tank push, all lined up, coming back from the church. And this is an absolutely, well, this is a commitment to a victory right now. More WoT going 5 tanks here, all in a line, ready to push forward. Check one side on the right-hand side leading up top. Spades called it here. He's going to leave his position in that T1 and go and spot on the other side of the map. He's now done his job for the day, and here comes the line of tanks, all 5 of them lined up, making a march, literally one by one, towards Alpha's cap circle. They've decided they've had enough. 2 minutes and 34 seconds. They've already got a T1, so just pick up another tier 8 tank here, and that's GG. But they've not gone for the cap circle. Oh, if that T1 turns round from Robis, he could spot all of them, but he hasn't. He hasn't. Did he get any of them?
He spotted 2 T-32, so they know
okay.
They know something's coming. Really, that's time look poor for Alpha. That T1 just passed it in the exact right moment to spot this T-32.
But he only spot 2, and he's been killed off already. And now they've got 3 of them down towards the cap circle. They've already picked off a T-69, or picked up a T-69 rather. He's nicely covered here, and if he goes any further in, NV is sitting just round the corner, and none of these shells have landed any damage just yet.
There's a nice position here from Mansa. We can see this is again this hold down position. He doesn't have the turret armor to actually absorb shells, but he's only shown his gun. So he did take a shot without taking any damage. That means the module was hit there. Lucky for him, but he can't peek out too much because as soon as he peeks out, 3 tanks hit him straight away, and that's going to be the end of his story.
Has been spotted once more. Minute and 29 seconds remaining though. Only need 1 tank here, and well, Alpha are going to try and sandwich them a little bit right now. Jarrow and Striker both coming back. They've well, Jarrow's had no damage, but Striker has. And Siesh is going to go to the edge here as Iceman and Lusa come towards the cap circle. Now, they're going to go in and put under a bit of pressure. Well, they shouldn't, because there are 4 Alpha tier 8s in there, and the explosions start. The shells are unleashed. Lusa does lose a little bit of damage, gets his tracks repaired immediately thanks to that repair kit. And boy, did he need them right then, because here comes Mezelbros and MV as well, round the corner. 50 seconds remaining now. Now, can they pick up one of these 2 tier 8 tanks? Down to 709. Down to 619 for Iceman. Oh, he's taken a double shell there, but they do pick up a kill on the other side of the map. The IS-3 goes down under pressure from the 5100. Lusa's now going to get the kill onto Mezelbrows. 34 seconds. NV comes in with a perfect block, though. Fantastic stuff from NV. They're all on reload right now. They're trying to protect Mezelbrows, but he's not going to survive. And Lusa picks up the kill. Quicky's got one as well onto Striker. And this is going to be another win as Scarini picks up the frag onto Manza. MV's now the last one alive. He's not going to survive by much more. And what a brilliant piece of play from morewot.de. Phenomenal stuff yet again from them. MV now coming under attack from even the little T1, but he will survive. It's not going to help, though. And a 6-1 crushing victory from MoreWoT. For a moment there, Stephen, I thought that was going to go all pear-shaped for them. But that was absolutely, really, seriously well executed.
That was really nice. Loser, he was there with 1 mate, and I managed to buy enough time to pin down 3 tanks, while 3 tanks from more WoT pinned down the other 2 tanks, and they actually done the damage what was needed from the other side.
Yeah, and talking of damage, Lusa, 1,855 with a single kill in that round. Again, the top damage dealer, and he picks up his 4th kill in 2 maps. He's also done 4,000 damage in 2 maps already. He, so far, for me, has been the player that has stuck out like a sore thumb. But good chip-ins there as well from Scarini. 2 for 1,404. Worth a mention to Manzu, picked up 1,400 damage without a kill. Only one kill in the end from Mesebrals on that.
Yeah.
And they did the right thing with the covering of him, but while they were trying to cover him, they were getting hit from the other side at the same point. So really, really nice play. And that's 2-0 now to more WoT. Are you...
Looking for your prediction, isn't it?
Well, it's not, because it looks like it might be 3-0 now. Alpha are going to have to step back up in this third map. Yeah, very interesting. But if they play like that, then I think they could do very well in the World of Tanks Pro League. They're not there yet. They do need one more map. Let's just remember, this is the relegation playoff game. And right now, more WoT.de need one more map, just 10 minutes away from qualifying for the World of Tanks Pro League for the entire Season 2 and dumping Alpha back out of the World of Tanks Pro League. So this next map's going to be huge. And it's going to be on Abbey.
That's right. And looking at what more WoT is doing, could be a bit of fresh wind for the Pro League. And actually, because they are playing quite aggressive, even though this map started really slow.
Yeah, I mean,
this aggressive push over the line where we saw one tank by one, this kind of snake of tanks or whatever, it was really aggressive and really nice executed as well. Like the teamwork.
They sort of remind me, and this is a really big compliment actually, because they sort of remind me of the clinical efficiency of someone like Synergy or Virtus Pro, but with the cheekiness of Spale.
Yeah.
They've kind of got a bit of both in there about them. So they're a fun team to watch so far in the two matches that we've seen them.
That's right.
In this qualifier.
And what I like quite a lot as well was their teamwork. You can actually tell. You can tell they're really good.
Very early on in the map one, actually, you could see that the teamwork was actually spot on. So we're ready for the tank picks for map number 3. Let's drop you into that now. Manza has already started Alpha Pro's picks: T1 1390, T69 1390. And MWoT have gone for T1 1390, T69 1390. So exactly the same on both sides so far. Alpha then come up with 2-2 Light and Lorraine Artillery. Are we going to see a similar, same, different pick?
No, it's the same.
From MWoT? We are going to see exactly the same. T2 Light and a Lorraine 15551. Manza picks up a T69 for Alpha Pro on the last one. So, just to be different, MWoT are going to go for
a T69. You don't want to be different nowadays.
They're just going to hold on to me now. Look, they're going to play me. See, that's what happened. They are Spale in disguise.
Yeah.
That's what they are. So a 5100 comes out from MWoT at the end.
This is how you do tank picking. Look at that.
That is actually that's taken us from start to finish. That's taken us 2 minutes and 8 seconds
for 14 picks.
Correct.
And
5 rounds of tank picks.
Yeah, and in this picking, it's like all about which tanks would you go for, what were they. But by the looks of it, both teams knew what they want.
Yeah.
No matter what the other team is doing, they think they have the strongest lineup.
They've decided what they want. So looks like we're going to be ready very quickly.
All right then. So possible final map, match game 4.
Well, could be.
MWoT.
You've got to feel a bit for Alpha as well. We haven't really spoken too much about them this evening. The Latvians are a bit of a lone raider in the league, as they are the only Latvian team in the league, of course. It would be a shame to lose them. This would only be the second German team behind Dragonborns, of course, to enter the Pro League as well. So here we go then. Map number 3 is Abbey. Is it going to be a monastery to crown a new team into the World of Tanks Pro League?
Could be. And it's definitely looking good for MWoT at the moment. So possible match game for MWoT. And Alpha, they have to start catching up. But we have seen this many times in the Pro League, teams dropping down two maps and then coming back. Maybe not always winning, but still 3-2, but some even manage to turn it around.
A certain German team.
They are really good at the 3-2s. They are probably one of the best teams at 3-2s I've ever seen.
Yes, a certain German team. Hey, Marcus. Usually go up 2-0 and lose 3-2. Which means that they then try and lose 2-0 so they can come back to win 3-2. Mind games. Are more WoT along the same lines, or have they got a stunning 3-0 in them to claim a place in the World of Tanks Pro League? Right now, their hearts must be absolutely racing.
That's right, and starting off with MWoT. So T2 Lights heading all the way up to the Abbey in the middle of the map. And if you see the same from Alpha Pro, by the way, that they are sending their T2 Light there. So we're going to see a bit of engagement happening there pretty soon. Besides that, both teams are pretty much doing the same again. We've got a nice small push on the right-hand side. AMX 3090 from MWoT was spotted and a T69 from Alpha was spotted. So it looks like they're both heading towards the same direction, but not want to commit too much to it yet, just to find out what's happening and not taking too much damage at the beginning.
Yep.
I like the middle actually. We could just quick jump on that. See the T2 lights, both in proxy spotting range. See Jarrow here behind the building, and we see the other T2 light. It's actually Scarini in his T2 light. So both behind buildings, can't even shoot each other. Artillery can't take him down, but they're just close enough to proxy spot each other like that. And besides that, we don't see much going on here. A lot of positioning again. We see the 1390 from Striker. Down the 6-7 line, just covering the entrance to their side of the map. And also one on the lake side.
Yeah, similar over on the WoT side, actually, right at the back. Artillery, of course, sitting right at the back of the road. And then if we sweep along the side of the river, you can see Siesh there. And he also has the two 1390s a little bit further up the road, actually. They have started to make a bit of a run. Mesabros is down there, as well as Kike and Aluso, and they've done a one-shot. Wow, where did that come from? Mesabros has gone down. Oh, my Lord.
I
didn't even see the one-shot come in, but it literally said 1100 on the screen, and he died.
The only Neo, he managed to connect his Lorraine artillery shell into Mesabros. Happened down the lakeside, if I saw that correct. That way,
yeah, it did. Yeah. Well, on the riverside.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Sorry,
yeah,
riverside.
And that's freed up those two 1390s as well, who were trying to get along that road. They're on a bit of a retreat right now, I think, because they probably had their numbers called in. Neither of them took any damage, so fantastic from them.
It's a perfect start.
And fantastic start from the artillery. What do you know?
We was talking about the fantastic start on Himmelsdorf with the T1 dying straight away, but you couldn't even top that by killing an Amiens 1390.
That's definitely going to take the gold.
So, yeah, that's the 8 tier points they need for the draw. We were saying on the first map they didn't bother that much, they still went for the cap, but here, because nothing happened so far, not much damage dealt, only this one tank missing, and it's all on the line now. This could be the deciding tank, so why go for it here now? Start getting your nice turtle position, get your cover, get your positioning, and then wait for Alpha to do the move, because that's what needs to happen. Alpha has to come up with some kind of idea to actually make this work.
That Lorraine was nicely positioned, as you saw, up on the little piece of hill, just to give him a little bit more angle as well. And now on a piece of flat ground, you can see him lining this one up. And these are not coming from spots either. These are literally just a few blind shots here and there. There's another one.
I think he's trying to hunt down a T1.
Yeah, they are pinging all over the place, actually. I was going to say they're pinging in, and then they changed, and then they changed again, and now they're going to change again, K4. It's almost like a game of battleships right now, except it's with tanks.
Well, what I think they're trying to do is, because they killed this one tank, they might be thinking about capping the base, but because it's too risky at the moment, and still only one T1 in the cap circle can stop this. No,
you're right. They're not going to take a risk on this. They've even brought their T2 light back from the middle of the Abbey village, just for safety here. They don't want to lose him, because that would then be the difference.
Yeah.
They would actually have a draw. So they're just covering themselves and being smart here, and I like that. Although the T1 that they've left up is a little bit exposed in B3 right now, and there is a 1390 and a T69 heading his way, so he needs to be careful as well.
It's really smart that they put the T2 light back, because he's not doing anything in the middle there. The T1, I don't understand that they stay there, because you can't remove all your spotting abilities, because that's when you start losing your positions there.
Yes.
So keeping the T1 there was smart, because they managed to keep him alive. And that's really good. And that just saving his T2 light. These are the small things what usually make, what we always keep on saying, small things make the difference here. And this is a small thing coming from a team that's not in the Pro League yet. So they're already having these small things in there, and I'm really, really liking this. The proxy spot, not the proxy spotting, sorry, the prediction shots from the Lorraine trying to kill the T1 in the cap circles. They know where some positions are from the T1. So pop this T1, and then you can start pushing in your tanks and even go for a capping then. So
yeah, T1's in a little bit of a trouble though. He's spotted the Manza and he spotted Striker as well. Both of those have gone into retreat immediately though, and Spade continues to put pressure on them with that T1. I'm surprised they don't just decide to, you know what, let's just rush him down and get rid of him, because he's so isolated down there, and yet it doesn't matter because they've now pushed 3 men inside the cap circle. So they're not content with just winning. Oh, they're going to lose one to the Lorraine artillery from KS though, as they completely get blown to pieces inside that cap circle with one, but they are going to return it back with some brilliant Lorraine on Lorraine action. That's all girl action going on there from the only Neo. He's picked off that one with artillery, and it's now 3-1. They've lost a tier 8 and they've lost artillery, so 3 tier 8s and a tier 2 tank remaining, and a minute away now from playing in the World of Tanks Pro League Season 2. If Kike can hold on to this cap circle, right? They're still doing damage on the other side of the map as well. Alusa back up here again. Once more, he's going to land another couple of shots here on MV, and Strikers coming forward. They're both going to have to come together, though, and they're not right now. They're not playing as a team, Alpha. And that's costing them badly, because WoT are playing absolutely as a team with some very, very good performances from individuals as well. As Jarrow now is not going to go down. No, finally does go down to Siesh, who picked him off with the T-69. Number 3 tanks chasing him there, as Alusa now comes back round the corner to try and spot onto Striker. They've got 20 seconds left. 20 seconds away from playing in the World of Tanks Pro League Season 2 and dumping Alpha Squad down and out. They've got 3 men trying to get back to the cap circle right now. Alusa shooting down on one of them. Mans are down to 600 health. It's 3 seconds, 2, 1, and WoT have won by 3 games to 0. Or have they? No! Yes, they have. Oh, my goodness. I thought we were going to get a late decap. But it didn't happen in the end. Thank the Lord for that. WoT, morewot.de, are your winners by 3 games to 0, and they will play in next season's World of Tanks Pro League. We didn't think that any of the teams coming into the Go4A series had a chance against these 4 big Pro League teams. We were wrong, and morewot have joined the World of Tanks Pro League.
Yeah, and again, I have to say, one play after the game was the artillery, that one shot at the beginning. And
player of the last map was absolutely the only Neo, with the 1 shot and picking up 2 kills, and also, on the Lorraine as well. Yeah,
also I'd put a loser up there as well. That delay on the hill.
Yes.
He didn't even matter if he dies or not. He managed to buy enough time for the 1 tank in the cap circle to finish the cap just by 1 second. So again, this is like 1 second. If he wanted to delay it for a second longer, we couldn't decap. They might have still won because the damage was so high, but still delaying this was just.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we pick out an MVP for the 3 maps, it has to be a loser. I mean, he's done over 5,500 damage in the 3 maps, picked up 4 kills, didn't get any in that one, but did his job superbly. But in that last one, the only Neo picking up the 1 shot on Mezabrows really started things off nicely for them. And then they're not content with just sitting back and winning the game. They'll go and put 3 in the cap circle.
That's what I like.
Cool. That's sexy World of Tanks. We like that.
Because usually, I would bet money on every single game we'll see in the Pro League. That tier 8 tank is dead. All tanks back to base. We go to camp here, and we're going to camp this to the end. morewot? Who cares? We took 1 down, so that means we have the advantage. That's what the rule is actually there for, because we always say who kills 8 tier points has such a high advantage that they can actually win the game for sure then. And that's what morewot is doing. So they kill the 8 tier points, and they know, right guys, 1 tier 8 tank less, we can do this. We don't, as long as we don't do small, stupid mistakes, we can do this, no problem. And these mistakes weren't happening, and they just done it. Really nice.
Wow, what an end to the season we've had, with a shock and a half. Not just a victory for morewot, but a massive victory of 3-0 Alpha Squad. Commiserations to Alpha Squad. They've been hardy competitors through the Pro League this season. Narrowly missed out on getting relegated automatically in the last couple of weeks. Saved themselves only to go down in the relegation playoffs. We will have 3 teams in the World of Tanks Pro League next season who are brand new to the Pro League. Congratulations to morewot.de. Enjoy yourselves this evening. Don't get too drunk. It has been a fantastic season as well. My thanks to Stephen, to Melly, who's not here right now, to Joe for helping us out along the way, and to Tim, our producer, through the season as well. And you can see him on screen there, just momentarily getting his name up in lights. You won't see him for much longer than that's why he sits the other side of the camera. And my final thanks go to you guys out there for tuning in. It has been a fantastic season of World of Tanks. Don't forget, we're just 8 days away from the grand finals in DreamHack. From ourselves, on behalf of ESL and Wargaming, thanks for tuning in.